Hey everyone, it's Desy Cheng, and the guys over from Comica have sent me over their Vimo C 2.4G wireless microphone. So even though they sent it to me, everything I'm going to be telling you about is based on my honest opinion. And no, they don't get to preview this video. So yeah, these are all my own thoughts and opinions. So before we kind of like dive into everything like that, so I just want to let you know that the first thing that I'm going to do is do a quick audio test. And then I will dive into, the features of this thing, what it comes with, stuff like that, and how it works. And then to conclude, I'll finish off with my final thoughts about this device.
So here's the test using the microphone mounted directly onto my t-shirt collar, which is kind of right underneath my chin right there. And this is what the audio quality sounds like. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I'm going to do an audio test with the mic attached while I'm wearing a button-up shirt. So the mic is mounted a little bit further down, so it's not right underneath my neck. And this is what the audio quality sounds like. I'm also going to do a test talking over here to my left side away from the microphone. And then I'm also going to talk away looking over this way. I'm also going to talk looking down, and I'm also going to talk looking up. So just so you can kind of see or hear the range of how this mic picks up your audio. Okay, so now I got the other mic going on right now as well as this one. They are both live, and on the receiver right now it's set to mono. So let's go ahead and switch that over to stereo. So on the receiver right now I've set it to stereo mode right now. So I should be getting a separate track from this one and a separate track from this one. And so this is going to be great for a two-person interview. So now we're going to be testing the one button noise reduction thing on this thing. So right now, there's no background noise. I'm going to turn my fan on right now. Okay, so right now I have my fan on and there's a little bit of background noise right now. So I'm going to turn the noise reduction and see how that works. So if I press the noise reduction button on once, it's going to turn green. And so so this is how I sound like with the noise reduction on, and I'll have that fan on, and now I'll turn it off. Okay, so now the noise reduction is off, and let me know if you guys notice much of a difference. All right, so right now I'm about 10 feet away from the camera. I have the windsock on right now and outdoors, and this is what the audio quality sounds like, and I'm gonna move further out this way now. Okay, so right now I'm about 100 feet away from the camera. I honestly would never shoot this length away from the camera, but I just wanted to kind of demonstrate with you the range that I can get with this Comica wireless system.
So one quick note, they do claim that it does work in open space up to 200 meters, which is approximately 600 feet. And I know I only did about 100 feet, but to be honest, I'll never shoot in more than 100 foot condition. And again, once there's walls and buildings and stuff into play, then that changes everything. Now let's talk about what's included in this Vimo C kit. So it does come in this kind of neoprene pouch, and inside this pouch, it does come with the main unit, which I'll talk about in a bit, and then it comes with a few accessories. So it does have 2 wind sockets, which actually fit very easily over top of the microphone. And then it does come with a TRS cable. So this is the one that you'd use from the the receiver to your camera. And this is the TRRS. So this is the one that you would use from your receiver to either your phone or your computer. This is a split USB cable. So if on the receiver, you can plug it in via this USB-C cable, and on one side there's another USB-C port, so then you could be charging it with a power bank, and then there's an audio jack, so you can plug in your headphones so you can be monitoring your audio as you're talking or whatever. And lastly, there's just a standard USB cable to charge. So let's talk about the main unit right now. It's essentially like a giant AirPod case, where on the bottom it does have a USB-C charging port, and then the top flips up. Cool thing about this is that once you take it out of its case, it immediately turns on, and so you'll never really need to turn it on and off. And and when you put it back in, it turns off. And at the front right here, it does show the battery meter or level of the case, so that you can tell whether you need to charge it or not. So let's talk about the receiver first. So at the very front, it does have this display. One thing to note though is that I found that when you're in bright sunlight, it wasn't the easiest to view in bright sunlight. On this one side, it does have the USB port right here. That's to charge or to monitor your audio. And it does have audio levels for each one of the channels. And the back, it does have this dual purpose clip, which acts as a clip, and also a cold shoe. So you can slide this right into the top of your camera. And on the other side, it does have an output. So this is where you add one of these cables and you plug it straight into your camera or straight into your computer or smartphone. And on the bottom right there, it does have a mode button. And if you press and hold it for a little bit longer, then it just turns the device on or off. As for the transmitter, as you can see, it's blinking right now, meaning that it hasn't paired up with anything like that. However, once you take the receiver out and once it turns into a solid blue color, which it does right now, that means it is synced up and it's ready to rock. At the very, very top right here, that's where the microphone is. On the back side, it's just a standard clip. Nothing special. On this one side, there's nothing. And on the other side, there are two buttons. One is the on-off switch, as well as if you press it once, it will also mute. And at the very, very bottom, that is where your noise cancellation or your noise reduction button is. So here are my final thoughts. Ease of use. I find it's very, very easy and simple to use. So if you are someone who doesn't have a very large tech background, you would find this really easy just to connect it with your smartphone or your camera or your computer. So really easy to use. Next, sound quality. I'll be honest, I was actually very impressed with the sound quality because previously I was, I did review the small rig one. Small rig one was decent, but it wasn't amazing, and there was a noticeable difference between my Sennheisers versus the small rig. However, this one is to be honest, it's very close. I mean, obviously, the Sennheisers does have a slight edge to it, but not by much. And so for sound quality, awesome. Now, in terms of features, there are two things that I feel like they could be improved to make this a home run hit. Number one is that the transmitter is missing an audio out port, a mic port, so that, because to be honest, I don't like having something chunky right here. It's just not very visually appealing. And so for me, I personally would like to I would rather have a lav mic, just to kind of, I could conceal it, or it would be much, much smaller of a footprint rather than having a big chunky thing like this. So number one is, they need a mic port so I can add a lav mic to this. The second point about the features is that it's missing a magnetic piece or something like that. So for the small rig, it actually has a magnet that you can attach to the back. And so if I'm wearing a t-shirt like this and I wanted to have it down here, I'll just put the magnet on the inside of the shirt and it could be right here. However, this one is just a clip-only device. So if I'm wearing a t-shirt like this, my real only place to put it is up here, which is not as ideal just because it's kind of right underneath this chin and it's not getting the best sound quality. It would be better if it was just a little bit lower. But again, I don't want to clamp onto my shirt and, maybe wreck my shirt or anything like that. That's just not ideal. So, but anyways, besides that, this is an overall great kit, and the sound quality is really, really good. They say it's broadcast quality, and you know what? To be honest, it may be. Like I'm not an audio guy, so I can't say whether it is or isn't or whatever. But so far, so good. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this review and you want to see me do more of these, please like and subscribe, and definitely don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Desy31.